Kunhai Mela House is the newest group we're working with. They've joined, and that was started by a young man named Ian. He is 22 years old, so he's a young guy, and he just felt called to help the kids of Mozambique. Same thing, to Maputo, got in touch with us, started working with Masana. Now they've bought a place, they're moving extra classroom space for Masana into Kunhai Mela House, and it's becoming this amazing collaboration where they're bringing kids off the streets and they're getting a new chance at life. But it started with the efforts of a few individual people. And I think a lot of times, what if somebody didn't step out? What if they said, God, I don't think that I can do it, so I'm just not going to? What if Pastor Paulo hadn't started the Love Maputo outreach? And what if Ian and his group hadn't joined along? What if Mugeta had never done that? What if I had never started JESUSpolitik? What about all these kids that could have been helped? And so I just wanted to encourage you that there is something that you can do, and God gives us the talents that He gives us for a reason. He gives us the desires that He gives us for a reason. That was our first project that the Lord used us to start. That project's only about 2 years old now, so it's pretty young. Our second project we started in August, and it's called Hope for India. In India, we are in Andhra Pradesh state in Tenali city, and the efforts there were started by a man named Brother John. In India, if you have AIDS, you are denied medical treatment entirely. A lot of the reason for that is because it was the last country to be affected by the AIDS epidemic. They didn't have one case of AIDS in India until 1986. So that is pretty late in the game. And so there's just a lot of misunderstanding of it. So he saw this as an opportunity for outreach. They've started a Hope for India AIDS Orphans Home. I have some pictures if you want to put them up so you can see some of our kids. Hope for India. And these kids are some of the most beautiful, there they are, some of the most beautiful, precious kids that you've seen. And a lot of them, they've lost their parents to AIDS. That's from during when they had the terrible monsoon season. A lot of them have lost their parents to AIDS, they've lost their families to AIDS, they have AIDS themselves. Some of the kids that they'll be showing are actually suffering with it right now. And at the same time, they need love, they need to know Jesus Christ, and they need a family environment. So they provide that for them. They also have amazing widow outreach. A lot of times these women, they've lost their spouses to AIDS, they have no way of supporting themselves, and so they provide them with food, with water, with clothing, with love, with visiting, sharing the gospel of Jesus with them. I think in James 1:27 where it says, perfect religion that is blameless before God is working with orphans and widows, and that is exactly what they're doing there. And they also have an outreach among the Hindu people. They've established 7 congregations of Hindu converts to Christianity now. And these are the people that they're working with. Local people, reaching different people, and these are the people that you get a chance to get involved to help directly. Like I said, we're a young organization. We're only 3 years old. Everybody say 3 years old. That was pathetic. Everybody say 3 years old.
3 years old.
Thank you. We're in the toddler stage, which means that we need you guys. We need people that are older than 3 years old to help us to reach out even farther, to help more people, to change the lives of the people that are placed around them. And we give you the real opportunity to do that. We'll give you a chance not just to talk about world issues, not just to talk about raising awareness, even though those things are fine, but to actually do something using the gifts God has placed inside you to help the kids that you've seen, to help reach out in India and in Mozambique and around the world for Jesus Christ. And the way that we do that is in the back there is a clipboard, and I'm going to go get it so we can pass it around, but I'll talk because this carries the whole way. We give you ways that you can use your talents and your interests to help directly, not just giving money, even though money is great, we will definitely accept it, but a way of giving of yourself in a way that will make a difference. So whether your talent is in drama, whether your talent is in film, in art, in singing, and I don't care what kind of music, it could be punk, blues, screamo, or whatever, but whatever your talent is, even if it's just selling things on eBay or getting people together, I want your name, your email, and whatever interest you have, even if you don't think it's relevant. Comedy, miming, you name it, we've seen it. We've given people ways that they can use it to glorify the Lord and to reach out to people. The video clip that we saw earlier, that was made by a film student at Messiah College, and he heard about what we were doing. At that time, the most he was doing with movies was making skateboarding videos, which were cool, but not really doing much. And so we told him, we'll give you a way, you can use your gifts and you can use them for the Lord. We got video footage from the Love Maputo Project and we gave it to him, and he put together this mini documentary that was showing the needs of the kids overseas. And while he was working on it, God did work in his own heart. He said, he said, this whole time I've been working on this, I've been thinking about myself, and he said, and God just broke my heart through seeing these kids, and I realized how much he's blessed me and all that he's given me, and I just want to use what I have for him. And another way that somebody got involved, we had a hockey student, and he was like, I really love hockey, and I want to use it for God. And I never knew that hockey players had hearts. I mean, seriously, they're really scary. And so they asked me to come, and so I came, and they did a benefit hockey game, and it was still just as scary, but the Lord just moved on their hearts. And it's just so amazing to see how when you use a talent, any talent, and give it to him, whether it's providing a resource directly, like Tyler provided using his film talents to make a documentary, or using it as a benefit like the hockey team did to raise money for a specific need. It does amazing things when you glorify God in it, for yourself, for taking steps in your calling, and for reaching the needs of people. I'm going to share 2 more stories with you because I love stories. And one of them is the name of a guy named Jeremy. And he was another singer-songwriter, loved guitar and loved to travel. And he wrote a song for the Love Maputo Project again. And he came to us and he played it for us, and we were so moved by it. We put together a music video for him. You can look it up on YouTube. His name is Jeremy Eshelman. And showed the kids that he was singing about. And then that guitar that he was playing, he donated it. And that guitar that he had spent all college playing, traveled around the world playing, we sent to Mozambique. And then other people got inspired. They sent their instruments to Mozambique. And now they're having music classes there. And the kids are learning how to play music and write songs of their own healing on the guitar that he wrote a song for them to start the whole thing. And so it's a very personal touch. We were recently at a church down in Damascus, Maryland, and there's these little kids, and they wanted to get involved in a little Sunday school class, and we thought, well, darn it, we told everybody they could get involved, they're going to find a way to get involved, and so we made a little curriculum for the little kids that they could use to talk about how they could impact their world and reach out, and they wrote letters. Like I said, most of the kids are 18 years old and younger in Maputo, Mozambique, actually in the whole country of Mozambique. And so a lot of small kids, and so they wrote letters of encouragement and took pictures and things, and we're sending them over. They saved their little offerings, and they gave them every single week to that project specifically to help the kids that they were writing letters to. And it's a very personal connection. So no matter what your talent is, no matter what your interest is, please write down your information. We will give you a way that you can get involved, and then it lies on you. You have the opportunity, you'll have the resources, you've already got the talent, and then all you have to do is to take those things and they say, God, I'm willing to act. And as I was talking to Katie, who's over there filming me right now, on the way here, I was telling her, I said, a lot of times you can meet really talented people, and it's not always the most talented people that get involved. And it's not always the most talented people that end up getting used mightily by God. It's the willing people. And sometimes a lot of people are like, man, they're really talented. Did you see her art? That was awesome. And maybe they won't get involved with somebody who's going to be less talented because they're willing. God will use them in amazing, amazing ways. And so I encourage you, take that step of faith. Say, God, I've got this talent and I want to use it for you. Jesus, I want to reach out to the people that you've placed around me. I don't want to wait anymore. I want to begin to take a step and use my gifts for you, and we'll give you a way to do that. So we'll be at our table in the back. Come and talk to us. My name is Melissa Davis. That's Katie Miller over there. We're also selling t-shirts if you like t-shirts, and jewelry if you like jewelry. But the point is, living for God now. Translating your faith into now. Sharing that treasure that's been placed in an earthen vessel inside of us, that salvation.